Over the past couple of days, there's been a ton of drama circling around Nick Saban. You can go on Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media platform you prefer. Everybody's talking about what he has done and what he's currently doing. Where it doesn't quite make sense to me, many people out there, and I can't wrap my mind around why they think this way, they don't think it's fair. I've seen comment after comment, you guys have tagged me in it on Instagram, where people are saying, yo, how in the heck is he getting away with this? We're gonna talk all about it in today's video. There's a lot to get into I find really interesting, and I know you guys will too. Nick Saban hasn't addressed it. We all know he's not that big of a social media person like some of the other coaches. Before we get into that real quick, in a previous video I said let's see how many subscribers we can gain, and I'll tell you in the next one, and we gained over 700 subscribers. I try to do this in one video per week. It's almost like a little game. Let's do it again. Let's see how many new subscribers we can gain from this video, and I'll tell you in the one tomorrow or the day after. There is and I mean so many of you right now, you're watching the videos and you're not subscribed. If you want to unsubscribe later, you can do so, but if you're enjoying the content, I'd really appreciate it if you join our family. I hope you guys are enjoying your break, or if you're not on break, you're getting ready for Christmas and enjoying all that. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Let's take a look at this tweet. So far, Alabama has brought in 4 transfers over the last 2 years. And those 4 transfers, Jamison Williams, Henry To'oTo'o, Eli Ricks, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is the new recruit they just landed, and I predicted he was going to go to Alabama 2 weeks ago. If you saw that video, you know what I'm talking about. And matter of fact, I'm going to roll the clip from 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you right now, Alabama's got some talented backs, but Jahmyr Gibbs, he comes in right away. He starts next year. You also got to remember that's why he's leaving Georgia Tech. He wants to be part of a winning team. I would be beyond shocked if he decided to go anywhere else in Alabama. Not only that, but I do think it's the greatest fit. Could you imagine Bryce Young with a great and fast running back? As you saw right there, I predicted over 2 weeks ago he was going to go to Bama. I got some bad news for the rest of college football. Alabama is having a quote-unquote down year according to almost everybody out there, and they're still the #1 team in the country. Next year, they're going to be even better. One key piece Alabama has really missed this year was a great running back. Brian Robinson and Trey Sanders and Jace McClellan, the other backup, they've all done a good job, but they're no Najee Harris, Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry. Jahmyr Gibbs, he really reminds me of Alvin Kamara. He's fast, he's explosive, he's strong, he can catch passes out of the backfield. His entire game, it's Alvin Kamara. It screams at me, and I've watched countless hours of film on him. You may be sitting there thinking, Matt, why in the heck have you been watching film on Jahmyr Gibbs? And I had to do it before I talked about him in my video 2 weeks ago. That's why. I firmly believe Gibbs is one of the top running backs in the country. He just didn't get a lot of recognition because he played for a terrible team in Georgia Tech. I'm not going to rant and rave on him too much. That's not what this video is about. I'm going to let you know now, he is going to have an absolute tear of a season next year, so be ready. Going back to that tweet, let's just look at the 4 transfers Nick Saban's got in the 2 most recent years. He got Jamison Williams, who is arguably one of the best wide receivers in the country, Henry To'oTo'o, who is a great linebacker, and Eli Ricks from LSU, who is a 5-star defensive cornerback. And like we just talked about, Jahmyr Gibbs, who is going to be a stud, and I'm almost going to guarantee that. With all that being said, this is where things get interesting. A lot of people feel like these players shouldn't be able to transfer to Alabama, and Nick Saban shouldn't be getting any more help than he's already getting. Alabama has a top 2 recruiting class almost every single year, and now they're getting 4 and 5 stars out of the transfer portal. It's straight up not fair. Let me go back on that. I think it's fair. It's quote unquote not fair in a lot of other people's opinion. For example, I'm going to read off this tweet. Somebody said, so Nick Saban is just allowed to assemble super teams with the transfer portal now? And this person said, yes, and he'll keep doing it. He tried to warn you. That right there is what I'm going to talk about. Do you remember, what was it, 5 to 6 years ago, something like that? Nick Saban said the transfer portal is going to ruin college football. He tried warning everybody. Nick Saban himself didn't want this to happen, and now he's using it to his advantage. How can you be mad at him? It'd be a completely different story if he wanted it to happen and he's taking advantage of it, but the fact he didn't want it to happen and he's taking advantage of it, it's a whole different thing. Whoa, hold on. I gotta throw this in there before I forget, and it's one of the main things I want to touch on. on. What the NCAA is doing, the people who run college football, they want parity. They're tired of seeing Nick Saban and Alabama dominate the culture of the sport. So what do they try to do to counter that? Every 4 to 5 years, they throw in some crazy new rule changes that they hope give a disadvantage to Alabama. And what Nick Saban is currently doing and has done over the past 10 to 15 years, I try to tell people all the time, you need to sit back and realize we are witnessing greatness with this man. I'm not talking about great, I'm talking about greatness. There's a huge difference. Anyone can be great here and there, that comes in spurts. But greatness is something that goes on forever. Saban is the definition of greatness, not great. They literally, and I mean literally, try to create rules to make it to where Alabama has obstacles and disadvantages. What does Nick Saban do? He turns them into advantages and makes Alabama even stronger. It's remarkable. It really is. And I know some of you're sitting there saying, yo, you're bragging on them too much. And I don't think so. I'm just giving credit where it's due. You'll never, and I want you to understand, never see another Nick Saban in your lifetime. It won't happen. Or maybe ever again in 1,000 years. We're not talking about a guy who had a great program and a mini dynasty for 4 or 5 years. It's been going on for over 10 years and it's only getting better. Guess what? That's what the greats do. Not in football, not just in sports, in everything in life. Give them a disadvantage, they'll turn it into advantage. I guarantee you that. I'm going to read you off this quote coming from a Texas A&M player, and it really puts things into perspective. The player said, "So many kids dream of playing for Alabama. I dreamed of beating Alabama." And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem with, I guess, this dude and every other player in the country. Everyone's goal is to beat Alabama. They're not even focused on winning the national championship. At Alabama, they don't care about all these teams. They have one goal: win the championship, or it's a bust of a year. I thought that was great for this video to throw in there and show you how one-sided college football is. That's what I was trying to tell everyone when they said, oh, if Alabama barely beat a sorry Auburn team, how are they going to beat Georgia? If you're not from the South, you just simply don't understand. Auburn could have been 0-11. Alabama could be 0-11. The Iron Bowl, you throw all records out. It doesn't matter. The difference between Auburn players and Alabama players is the exact same thing with this Texas A&M player. Auburn players and coaches have one goal in mind. They want to beat Alabama, and they have a great season. For Alabama, it's different. They don't care about Auburn. They care about the championship. I thought it was also funny DeMarco Helms retweeted that, or quote tweeted it, and said, "I dreamed of playing and winning natties. Hashtag roll tide." All you hear from college football fans is they want parity, they want new teams to be in it. You can make the playoff format 400 teams, Alabama's still going to be in the Final Four, and they're going to win national championships. You're not going to stop Nick Saban. Everyone wants new teams, and I get it 100%, I do as well. But there's not even parity in the NFL. Look at the Patriots. Look at golf. Tiger Woods dominated. Nobody was mad about that. They created this playoff trying to hold Alabama and some other teams out. And every year it's always Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State. If it's not Ohio State, it's Notre Dame. You get what I'm saying. We've seen pretty much the same 4, 5, 6 teams every year. Would I like to see the playoff go to 8 to 12 teams? Absolutely. I like watching college football, and I like watching great teams duel it out. In my humble opinion, it doesn't matter how many teams you have, the cream always rises to the top. Alright, I'm an idiot. It's not the cream to the top, it's the cream of the crop rises to the top. It's something like that. I forgot the quote. You know how it goes. It's not going to stop. In the future, there's going to be more rule changes that try to stop Bama from being Bama, and it's not going to happen unless Nick Saban leaves. I just simply don't understand how I've seen on social media, everyone thinks it's not fair what Nick Saban's doing, getting all these players out of the transfer portal. Okay, here's a better question. What do you want him to do? Not go after these guys? It's part of his job. I'll leave it at that. We got a couple more topics to talk about, including the college football playoff. I spoke a little on this in last night's video, but I found this really interesting and I didn't talk about it. So let's say 3 teams get COVID or the virus, whatever you want to call it. The only team who doesn't get the virus and could play, they're going to be declared the national championship without even winning a game. Here's what the College Football Committee said. The semifinal game in which 2 teams are unable to play will be declared a no contest. In the other semifinal, the team unable to play shall forfeit the game and its opponent would be declared the national champion. Let me know how you feel about that. I feel real passionate about this. I hate that, I hate it, and I hate it. That's gotta be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. These kids have worked their entire life, this entire year real hard, and you would declare a national champion without them even winning a game? What is this BS? According to the committee as well, they said the last day for makeup games goes no later than January 14th. I don't understand that. Why are we putting a deadline on it? We can extend the season all the way to the summer. It doesn't matter. I could rant and rave on hours about that. I'm going to leave it at this. I don't like it. Let me know your thoughts down below. In other news, this video is going to take a wild turn. Robbie Roper, who is an outstanding high school quarterback, he's a great high school player. Unfortunately, he has passed away. A couple of you tagged me in this. I don't know too much about him, but I did some research. Everything just happened. It's breaking news. If you could pray for that family, that'd mean a lot. And if you want to drop an RIP Robbie in the comment section, I know that'd mean a lot as well. Here's what happened. He was going in to have surgery, and they had complications with the anesthesia. This wound up causing him to have extreme pneumonia in his body, and it got to his brain, and it caused it to swell, and he passed away. It's so terrible. That's why I always say, live your life to the fullest. You never know when your last day is going to be. He for sure didn't think it was going to be his last day. It was supposed to be a normal surgery, and all of this happened. Not too much more to say. I'm praying for that family. It's also a reminder to text your loved ones. Make sure you tell them you love them and do all that nice stuff. I know that kind of killed the mood of my video, but I had some people tag me in it and wanted me to talk about it, so there we go. Moving on with this video, Florida and UCF are playing tonight in the, what's it called? The Union Home Mortgage Bowl. Yeah, I think that bowl, it speaks for itself. It's a battle of two teams that aren't really that good. You could say they're mediocre. Florida had one of their worst seasons in a while, and UCF is UCF. They're not too hot. It's kind of a toss-up because Florida, they are an SEC school, but they still look like dog crap this year. And UCF, they were okay at times. If I had to pick, I guess I'm going to rock with Florida. The line on the game is 6.5. Not too sure why Florida's even further. I'm going to rock with them. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. And that's everything for this video. Let me know your thoughts on everything we talked about. But with all that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you know the channel, wait, do it. Join the family, hit that subscribe button, and leave a like for more. Merry Christmas! Oh, ho, ho. I'm out, y'all. Peace.